Good afternoon. This is Peter Thomas, the General Counsel of the NAAOP. The next few months, for a time in July and a few weeks in September, there will be two significant opportunities to try to move forward orthotics and prosthetics legislation, particularly in the Senate. The Senate Finance Committee is currently considering bills that are non-controversial, bipartisan, don't cost a lot of money, maybe even are budget neutral, and have been reviewed by the committee. It's an initiative to try to move a lot of bills that are just pending in the Senate that are not viewed as major controversial legislation, and the Senate Finance Committee would like to move those bills forward. Just so happens that the orthotic and prosthetic profession has an important piece of legislation that meets those criteria. It's S-829, and we've spoken with you about this before. It's the Medicare Orthotics and Prosthetics Improvement Act. This is legislation that was that got a huge shot in the arm this past spring during the O&P Policy Forum, when hundreds of orthotic and prosthetic leaders came to Washington and lobbied and advocated on behalf of this legislation. And Senator Bob Kerrey, former Senator Bob Kerrey, took a personal interest in this legislation and is continuing to work on behalf of O&P patients and small businesses and O&P providers to try to get this legislation through. We need your help. We need you to go to the AOPA Votes website, go to the NAAOP website, naaop.org, and go to the Legislative Action Center to send in your letter to your senators. It's frankly the most effective senators to target are those who sit on the Senate Finance Committee, but frankly we need everyone to write to their senators and encourage them not only to co-sponsor S-829, but also to encourage them to include it in the package of bills that are non-controversial that may very well wind up moving later on this year. It's a really important ask. We've done this before. We've requested your assistance before, but we're requesting it again. Now is the time to pick up the phone, to write an email, and to register your support for S-829. Again, you can go to www.naaop.org for all the information you need to complete that request. The bill really would do some very important things for orthotics and prosthetics. It would separate DME and O&P in the federal regulations. It would explicitly recognize the validity and the value of the prosthetist and orthotist notes in the patient's file under Medicare claims. It would track Medicare claims much better when they are reversed at the ALJ level in order to make the case that CMS needs to clean up its appeals process in a significant way. It would also define and clarify the meaning of off-the-shelf orthotics to make it more consistent with congressional intent. So the bill is tremendously important, and it really is not controversial, and it doesn't cost money, or if it does cost money, it doesn't cost a lot. And those are the criteria that the Senate Finance Committee is currently looking at, and the reason why we're recommitting and asking you to recommit to contact your senators today and get them on this bill, supporting this bill, and seeking passage of it at the earliest opportunity. Thanks so much.